What's up, world? Let's talk about it. Okay? Let's talk about it. Steve Nash is the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Well, choke my chicken. Hit the like button coming through the door, ladies and gentlemen. It's finna get interesting. While many are shocked, I am not shocked. I am not shocked at all. Others are angered. They felt Derek Fisher should have had the job. Mark Jackson should have had the job. But the person that should have had the job is Jack Vaughn, who was their coach and took over for this whole pandemic and what was left of the regular season. Now, people are making this a problem with the hiring system and process with the NBA when it comes to black coaches. My thing is, where's LeBron? LeBron is quick to point out all of the factors when this comes to dealing with the NFL. Kaepernick situation. The NFL got to get some ownership. The NBA got to get ownership. Your bosses. How many black owners you think is in the NBA? Right? The NBA, we're all about diversity. We're all about equality. But we can't have y'all as head coaches. That just messes up the landscape. He could be your superstar athlete, but not your head coach. Now, Steve Nash has an inexperienced ability at being a head coach. Jacques Vaughn has been ahead of him for quite a time. Now, Nash, they said Nash, he's the reason Steph Curry got better as a point guard. Nash did show Steph a thing or two, but he was not Steph's coach. He worked with some of the guys, and he was one of the better. I mean, granted, it's not that. You're going to know by the end of this video, you'll know why he was selected. By the end of this video, you'll find out why he was selected. You're going to find out everything you need to know about the situation. Now, Jacques Vaughn had did an interview for the job. And all of the looks was that he was going to be brought back next year as a very leading candidate for the job. Jacques Vaughn from Kansas, former Kansas point guard, has been a coach assistantly in this league for many years. Okay. Brooklyn made this decision last year before they even fired the coach that Steve Nash was going to be their head coach. Steve Nash was the Golden State Warriors like shooting coach, players shooting coach. He worked with the players and get them some tips. And he started working with Phoenix also, the Phoenix Suns. But he has not had the coaching experience, the summer camps, the recruiting process. He has not had the strenuous coaching that Jacque Vaughn had. Now, what do we know about the situation? Well, we know this. We know that Jacque Vaughn deserved the job. Mark Jackson could have gotten the job that people wanted. A lot of people wanted Derek Fisher to get the job. Why? I have no idea. That would have just been a problem. Derek Fisher would have been banging all of the players' chicks and it'd been a big fight. No. But they're saying how quick, with no qualifications really required, Steve Nash just jumped right into a head coaching position. Just like Steve Nash did. I mean, just like Steve Kerr. Steve Nash and Steve Kerr. They just both jump into a doggone position. So I guess black guy name got to be Steve, so he can get a head coaching job. But it's funny, but then it's not funny because it's serious. You guys are preaching equality on one end, y'all wearing Black Lives Matter and all this stuff, but when it comes to getting employment, you're not proving it. Now let's see how many players come to speak out about this. Because see, this is the action. This is the action we were talking about. This is the action that needs to be had. Enough of the talk. We need the action now. Hadn't we heard enough? We've seen the NBA dog and pony show, but when it comes to actual equality that they keep talking about, they all wearing the patch, right? Coaches for equality. Where's the equality? Let me explain to you why Steve Nash was selected. Steve Nash was selected because Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, one, they respect him. That was part of their process, but wasn't the defining vote. What was the defining vote was this. The deciding vote was the fact that when you're going to be going to the playoffs, when you're going to be moving on to different facilities and all of these different things, they're going to actually put you on primetime television. They want to have the face of somebody that people recognize, that they can tell a story about. So when they have a head coach, it's Steve Kerr. Head coach is Steve Nash. People can relate to them. They're great for interviews, the whole nine. But why couldn't Mark Jackson do that? We hear Mark Jackson all the time. Now, I don't think Mark is an outstanding coach. I think he's a player's coach. He understands the players a lot better. To me, he's lazy. He's a lazy coach. But he's what some players need. You know, some players need that coach that just believe in them and give them that extra push to build their self-confidence. That's where Mark comes in at. He would be better for Kevin Durant. So the Brooklyn Nets, that they know they're going to be a powerhouse in the East. They're going to be a major player in the game. So if they're going to be getting primetime games and being a major player in the game, they want to have their head coach be someone that they know and has a history, former MVP in the league. They need the storyline. Yes, and after 4 seasons, Nate McMillan gets fired by the Indiana Pacers. See, when you're black, you're on a short leash. And plus, you're in Indiana, you're on an even shorter leash. Indiana has not been a place where fairness and equality has been practiced. And that's why the Pacers hadn't won anything. They underachieved. They took Isaiah Lord Thomas III's team, which was poised to win an NBA championship, took that team and ruined it. Gave it to Rick Carlisle because he was Larry Bird's buddy and former teammate. Carlisle didn't know how to manage that talent and coach it. He couldn't keep it under control. Larry Bird became head coach of the Indiana Pacers without even an interview. He coached for what, 3 seasons? In his last year's coach, they went to the NBA Finals to play against the Lakers. Last year's coach. They put the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals with Larry as their coach. Now, me, I always wanted Reggie to get a win, a championship, because I felt he deserved it for all he put in. Now, Larry Bird decided to quit after going to the NBA Finals. He quit. But look how quick Larry just walk in, get a head coaching job, walks out. And he wanted Rick Carlisle to take over. That's why Larry quit. so that Rick can get the job. Donnie Walsh hired Isaiah Thomas because Isaiah went to Indiana and Bobby Knight vouched for him. So because Bobby Knight vouched for him, this was all they needed. So Isaiah became the head coach of the Indiana Pacers, and Larry Bird was living. Then Donnie Walsh retires, and Larry Bird became the new president of basketball operations. And the first thing he did was fire Isaiah Thomas and hire Rick Carlisle. And he was like, well, I saw the way we were number one, and then we kind of started slipping at the end, so I thought we needed to make some changes. No, Larry, you were going to make those changes regardless. And I believe that was done on the same day. It was the same day everything went to the crapper in Chicago. If I'm not mistaken. It was kind of done. I think the Bartman play had happened, or something big happened. I just can't really remember exactly what it is. But when I get the exact date, I'll find out. But this is what I'm talking about. LeBron James can point out all the injustice in everybody else's profession, but won't turn the spotlight on his own damn company that hires him. That's the problem. Where's LeBron now? Why he ain't on Twitter now? He ain't got nothing to say? You ain't got nothing to say about the disadvantages? Come on, Bron. You got to do better than that. I know you can. See, the narrative have always been, oh, wow, cheating on the job. Look at that. I remember these old days. See, what happened is two married people at their workplace. You know, they married to two different people, but they screwing around because they see each other on the job all the time. So they got to go meet in a secret place. And they go park next to each other. Then they go get in the other one's car and they start talking and they sleep together. And they got to do it off the company job. That's what's happening over here. Bam! That's what's happening right over there. Now, they gonna think I'm probably some private investigator hired by their wife or somebody. Or their spouse. They over here looking too like, what is he doing? Is he coming this way? My wife probably hired him. I should go over there and be like, I can keep this thing quiet if, how much you got? Yeah, your wife paid me $2,000. You pay me $3,000. You like, see no wearing chips all the time, B. All the time. back to the point. We got sidetracked with that. Now let's get back to the point. LeBron James has not shown up one iota to open his big mouth and say anything about this subject because it's about the NBA. See, whatever it's about the NBA, he shut up and dribble. But let's see you open your mouth about this. And where's Adam Silver Slipper? Where's everybody who's been talking all this equality and all this parity when it comes to this head coaching situation? When it comes to ownership in the NBA? When it comes to being general managers? We've seen a lot of them. President of basketball operations. My own cousin, who I told y'all about, he worked for the San Antonio Spurs in their sales department. He went and started working with the Chicago Bulls and worked there for 2.5 years. When he came here from San Antonio, started working with them, and now he's working with the NHL team now, Coyotes. So I'm proud of him and all his success. But he wanted to be a manager in the NBA. He was on course for that. Now, me and Cuz can't hang out and do certain things because I blast the league so hard. He's afraid I might say something crazy. And I'm like, Cuz, I'm not going to blow your job. I wouldn't go in there and tell the Bulls they suck. Go up to the coaches and all of that. That's not my place. That's not what I'm gonna do. They're never gonna have that problem with me. I'm not gonna blow it. I wouldn't even put myself in that situation. Like Steph Curry came here, right? With Aisha. And they were so afraid that I was gonna blow that up. I didn't even talk about it. Coach Randy Brown got married, and that was their coach. So they came here for the wedding. So, everybody else is there. Nobody's really taking any pictures and all that stuff. So that's what the reason why they were here. So I wasn't gonna ruin that. I didn't feel that was my place to go up there to see Steph and Aisha and all that. I stayed out of it. I ain't give a damn. I ain't trying to see no Steph and Aisha. Yeah, welcome to the Windy City, baby. And the wind is blowing, baby. But I'm gonna get back in the car because this wind is crazy. Woo! Man. Man, it's brutal. He said the wind saying you telling too much. It was basically saying that in my ear. Like, man, you exposing the league. You gonna make LeBron look bad, man. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button, and all the new people, don't forget to subscribe. And then you can go back and see all the wonderful things you missed. Like the live stream last night was about 3 hours long. We had a 3-hour long live stream. How about that? How you like them apples? Of course, LeBron is an opportunist, but he's a selective opportunist. You see, instead of doing the right things, he always seemed to be around to do the wrong thing. Now, how would the NBA explain this process of selection? How? They're going to say, well, the Nets can hire who they want. But how quickly we get the hook when we do get the job. Tisdale was out in New York after they gave him nothing. They gave Tisdale absolutely nothing in New York and told him just, coach with what you got. All his players that he wanted, he never got a chance to build the team around him. He never got a chance to build a team up. He never got a chance to build anybody up whatsoever. Now, Nash has always been a basketball player's assistant coach as far as working with players. Other than that, this Steve Nash has no experience whatsoever to be a head coach and automatically is now the head coach. In today's climate, when the NBA is preaching equality, their head coaches got coaches for equality. Equality. Equality is what you're preaching. If that ain't the pot calling the kettle black. I mean, I told you, it's done for promotional reasons. They put Steve Nash there because they're going to get primetime games when Kevin Durant comes back, with Kyrie Irving. They're going to be a major player in the game, and they're going to need Steve Nash up there. Oh, the Denver-Utah series is going to be the Murray versus Mitchell showdown. Well, he's going to get a Supermax contract. So they're going to pay him $170 million to stay in Utah, and he's going to take it. Why would he go anywhere else? Take the $170 million deal for 5 years. Because if you're Mitchell, these next 5 years is your career. That playoff series just made his money. He was getting that anyway, but this just solidified his money. Oh, it's done for promotional reasons. Nash is a former MVP, 2-time. He got 2 MVPs. He's the reason Steph Curry got better. I heard all these lies. All of them. If it wasn't for him, Curry wouldn't be as great as he is. He was working with Curry. Steph Curry was doing that before Nash got there. Nash is just in the gym while they shoot. He'll give them a certain tips or whatever, but he wasn't no difference maker in why they were doing anything. But this is the lies they tell. These are the lies that they tell. And then, check this out. Jacque Vaughn, who should have had the job, He just don't have that appeal. He has all the coaching experience. All of it dwarfs Steve Nash. But they need star power. They need that guy out there that they can write the stories about. Writing a story about Jacques Vaughn in the Nets, it don't quite pop. We need Steve Nash to be in there with that clipboard and he's in the huddle. They need that. It's what they sell. But they can't tell you that. The game is international. Basketball is an international game. When they want to have the little white guy in control of all these big 6'9" brothers. That's the image. That's what they're portraying through the league. It's sad, but it's the reality of what they call business. It's better for business because they have plans for the Brooklyn Nets. They have plans to make them a powerhouse in New York. Terrible storyline. Oh, so when they play Golden State, you mean to tell me that's not going to mean something? Steve Kerr, who got the job the same way that Steve Nash got his. They can have that Kevin Durant versus Draymond Green and Steph Curry and the whole team, the whole war. You think that's not going to mean something? Oh, they love that storyline. Steve Nash, who was the former coach. Kevin Durant has the former coach. Come on, man. Come on. You got to understand, this is a soap opera. This is a continuing soap opera that happens every year. This is like Days of Our Lives, The Bold and the Beautiful. This stuff continues on and on and on. We ain't at 100 likes by now. Come on, y'all really tripping. Y'all are really tripping today. This thing should have about 400 likes. The like button is free. If y'all want to support the page, my Cash App is Carceno, Karceno. Oh yeah, and the Patreon, we put out all the celebrities who had these secret abortions and miscarriages. Yeah, part 1 is up. Some of the nobody was really shocked. They're like, I wasn't shocked. Not that person. Wasn't shocked at all. I'm like, man, okay. I thought people would be shocked. They're like, maybe one name shocked me, but the other names didn't shock me. So that's on the Patreon right now. Now, we have to understand that the NBA is a business, right? And they dictate what's good for business and what isn't. So all of this equality and all of the players taking a knee and the owners still haven't stepped up to show any support for any movement, any programs, nothing. The NBA had to wait until all of this happened. The players had to sit out in order for the owners and all of them to sit down and start talking. And here it is, you seeing the whole problems inside the entire league. These sit downs, these talks should have happened a long time ago. But LeBron want to stick his face out and want to be the most vocal guy in the group. This is the time to be it, LeBron. Right. And I think everybody on here should call LeBron out on Twitter and say, LeBron, you keep talking about the NFL and everybody else. What's up with your league? You the face of the league. What's going on here with this Steve Nash hire? What's up? I don't hear you talking. You must be shutting up and dribbling. Yeah, see, nobody hold LeBron James' feet to the fire when it's time. So we all need to go over there, including myself, because I'm definitely finna tweet him today. I'm gonna give him time. First, let me give him some time to see if he actually does it. And then when he don't, because he gonna shut up and dribble, I'm gonna be the first one to blast him. That's what I'm saying. He shows up every time a cat gets stuck in a tree, but disappear when things get real.